Yo, is this a jazz joint?
Air it out. I had to clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out. I had to clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out. Take off. I'm on a rocket, a space dog. Bought a new car from Elon, wanna race. I've been asking how long is it gonna take. I've been cracking the code, had to break it safe. I've been writing my wrongs, had to change my ways. I was stuck in one place, so I had to shake. They try holding me down, but I found my way. Roddy Rich and so bicycle love me. Ride away, then my heart went all ice again. Find the balance, my patience been going thin. In the field every day till I reach the end. I've been up on your side like we had a bounce. Ain't no way that it think that it's stopping now. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. I've been waiting for my turn to come around. Air it out. I had to clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out. I feel that air it out. I had to clear it out. I feel like Superman and tear it down. Compass a quarterback and send him out.
What is up, football fans, and welcome to the Air It Out podcast brought to you by Inside the Hashes. You know what? I was going to say something about the graphic on the opening thing, right? I'm like, oh, snap, none of these players are playing for these teams. And I was going to be like, yo, we need to update this. But I'm like, you know what? No. One, I like the classic feel. And two, it shows we've been doing this and we true to this. We've been around for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek Hill was still on the Chiefs when we've been out here. You know what I'm saying? We've been out here. It's been time. Anyway, I am your humble host. My name is Avery. And we got a full panel today, but I don't know if you noticed, we got some special guests in the building, and I'll introduce them to you first. First, to my left, maybe your right, not sure, familiar face and host / co-host / owner / creator of the Run It Back podcast, the Christopher Thomas. Say what's up to the people, my boy.
Hey, what's going on? Also, OG member of the Air It Out crew.
This is very true. OG, when we first started the Air It Out, I swear I was working on a new video for this week. Hey, listen, I ain't going to stop you from doing it. I'm just saying, like, you know.
Hey, no, man, listen, I'm just saying, like, y'all weren't there for the AB and Julio Jones, like, spats, man. Like,
yeah, no, that big facts. Marcus, what's up, my boy? Good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you, dog. Listen, I don't know if y'all see this right here, down in this corner, okay, right over here is the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only B Merch. Brandon Merchant is in the building, my friend and my brother. Say what's up to the people, B Merch, man. Talk to them.
First of all, I've been, I don't know if we want to call loyal, it's a strong word, but I've been tuned in. I've been tuned in to you guys for some time now. I love the name, the Air It Out podcast, man. Whoever's the creator, collective creators, shout outs to all y'all. I'm glad to be a part of this. Appreciate y'all having me on today.
Feel you. It's not Owen, it's A and Brandon. Come on, somebody. You don't know about it. It's Brandon. You know what I'm saying? I came up with the name, by the way. It was just, you know, anyway. And
it was a collective. Guys, look. Just this is where you're supposed to hop in.
I want you guys to know, okay? Brandon, unfortunately, is a Colts fan. Say what's up to the people, Coach. Talk to them, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Come up off the dub.
Oh, first off, welcome, y'all. It's a pleasure to have y'all on here. You know, Chris is always welcome. Brandon, I've been waiting for you to be on here, man, because you be having some takes that me and you be right here with it.
We be locked in. We be locked in.
Here for it.
Do not make me listen. I will.
He got the mute button.
Do not make me mute your. Do not make me mute your mics, okay? I'm not. You understand?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to have.
Well, you gonna look, yo, Coach. He gonna mute me as soon as this start because you know what I'm about to start talking about.
Listen. Hey, Avery, as your NFC brethren, I got your back, man.
We got
my guy. We got this.
Been good.
We got
we straight. I ain't got no beef.
All I'm gonna say is you notice how the AFC's on the bottom. Anyway, listen, we got a great show.
That's what we doing.
Guys today.
That's what we doing.
We're gonna jump in today, and we're gonna start with none other than the Monday night football game that just took place this past Monday. If you didn't see it, I think you should go and go check it out. Okay, go watch the recap and everything like that on whatever streaming platform you can do so. But we want to do a Monday night football recap. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little bit surprised with how that game turned out. But I'm gonna let y'all talk, and I'm gonna let y'all have the floor. We're gonna start with the resident Eagles fan in the chat here, and that is Chris Thomas. Eagles versus Packers Monday Night Football. Give me your thoughts.
First of all, if you love defense, Monday exactly is where you wanted to be. These are two of the best in elite defenses in all of football. The Green Bay Packers defense was really good last year. It obviously took a step up, definitely acquiring Micah Parsons. However, the Packers ended up with 0 sacks, but they still got the ball off the field on third down. The Eagles struggled a lot offensively, a combination of Green Bay Packers defense being good and still a lot of offensive efficiencies in regards to play calling, in bad offensive line play, and just a plethora of other things. However, once again, the Philadelphia Eagles showed you if there is a way to win a football game, they've done it. And that's the thing. They can win by scoring up and, dicing up defenses like we saw Jalen Hurts did a few weeks ago against Brian Flores, Minnesota Vikings defense with the perfect passer rating. They've shown that they have the ability to win just by being a suffocating defense like you saw on Monday night when they went to Arrowhead earlier in the year. And more importantly, the ability to win on special teams like you saw in the Rams game and the Tampa Bay where they had the punt block that sparked their first touchdown of the game. They can win in any sort of way. And more importantly, what you saw on Monday, that was the signs of a playoff game. And more importantly, it comes down to 5 or 6 big plays and who's possibly able to capitalize on that. And right now, the Philadelphia Eagles have found multiple ways to win football games. They could win. They can win on the ground. They can win by beating you in the air when the offense is humming. They have a suffocating defense, and they have gotten a lot of help, especially on the special teams as well. They can win in all 3 phases of the football game. And more importantly, they still showed you they're still the class of the NFC. And everybody still wants to be the contrarian. Oh, well, what about the Rams and everybody else? And I'm just going to say it like this. Everybody thinks they can beat the Philadelphia Eagles until it's time to play the Philadelphia Eagles.
I mean, they're not undefeated, but anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and toss it to you, B Merch. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think about that game?
I mean, the quintessential, fact that my man Chris just dropped here. I mean, look, as much as I live in the Philadelphia area. I've been in South Jersey my whole life. It's a lot of Eagles talk, a lot of Eagles this, Eagles that. But until, like he said, when you are in situations like this and you find ways to win, these are where champions are built. And as much as I hate to say it, they found a way to win. Now, was it an ugly game? Absolutely. I hearken a lot of things he just said. There's some holes there in terms of questioning, just play calling. I don't quite know, and I've always questioned. It's going to be a hot take potentially. As dynamic as Jalen Hurts is, I'm just like, how sustainable is this, right? Holistically, when you talk about the picture of what the quarterback position is. And I don't know if he is necessarily going to be the sustainer, if that makes sense, as it pertains to the continued growth of the Eagles offense. That's all I'm saying. Now, granted, obviously we know he can run the ball, tush push, do all these things, but I don't know. I mean, I'm progressively this season questioning, is he an elite class quarterback? Obviously, they got an elite class team, holistically top down, complete team, but I'm just not ready to say, even though they did find a way to win, I give them credit. I don't know if I'm ready to say, yeah, you know what, they're definitely top of the NFC. Now, on the other side, the Packers blew, in my opinion, a great opportunity. Like, this to me could have definitely been a game where your defense is playing good, getting pressure, doing all the things right on their side, to stifle Eagles offense. I don't know. And this is where the knock comes from Jordan Love a lot. And I'll let you guys, talk more about this. But Jordan Love, he's another guy that's kind of been like, on the cusp of like, do we kind of consider him good high level quarterback? Do we put him in a level that's somewhat part of that upper echelon? Because they have a good record, right? And they're, technically in a playoff race right now too. But another kind of situation at the quarterback level where I have questions about obviously where we can put it, but obviously I think I trust ironically again, I kind of trust his trajectory a little bit more than maybe where Jalen Hurts goes, on a season by season, improvement plan. But yeah, it's just a lot of takeaways, but definitely not an entertaining game for offensive player. I ain't gonna hold you guys. I like to see the ball move. So it wasn't the best game for me, but nonetheless, good football game all around.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at it. Some interesting takes there. Coach, what are your thoughts on the game? And Jerome, I want to bring you in for this conversation as well, so get ready.
Jerome, Chris, y'all about to be mad. I went to sleep on this game, y'all. I'm sorry. Quarter, what the game was going to be. This was a hard-fought game, all defense, and I knew the Eagles were going to pull this out. By the third quarter, once I seen the Packers were doing what the Packers do, which is fold under pressure, yeah, I knew this was over. Sorry. But this also told me that the Packers, they are not who they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And this really, because I've been hearing this really might be LaFleur's last season as head coach of the Packers. So, and I'm just going to preface it like this. So we lose to the Eagles, right? But who did we lose to right before? At home. The Panthers. And a close game, nonetheless. 3 is how much they won by. What did the Eagles win by, Chris? Trey Deuce. So again, you lose 2 times by 3 at home. You had a tie with the Cowboys at home. This has not been the year that the Packers thought after they went and spent all this money to get Micah. They have Jordan Love. They have the weapons on offense. They have the Matthew Goldens. They had the Tucker Crafts. Like, they had a squad. They can't get over that mountaintop. And realistically for me, in the next 3 weeks, if they don't go 3-0, their season is done. I don't care if they make it to the playoffs.
Especially because of the Bears. The Bears, man. I mean, quiet as kept.
Point because you have the next 3 games for the Packers. They play the Giants at the Giants, but then they have the Vikings coming to their home, and then they go play the Lions. Those are 2 division games that they are must-win games. I don't care what it is. You play the Vikings and the Lions in back-to-back weeks. One at home, one away. If they don't win those games, it is over for the Packers. Eagles, y'all know what y'all do. I'm not going to, bad talk y'all. Y'all won the game. It is what it is. And then the additions that y'all got looked good. So, we know what it is with y'all. We'll see y'all in the playoffs. You know what I mean? We make it to the Super Bowl. Y'all make it to the Super Bowl. Props to y'all. Y'all find the ways to win. It don't look pretty. It's kind of ugly. But y'all win. And that's all that matters. So, as much as I get you, Brandon, Jalen Hurts is a winner. You know how to win. And that, at the end of the day, is what matters. He can figure out the scheme if he had, the same OC for 2-3 years. Not a new one every single year since college. Okay, I'm sorry. Other than 1 year, he had him for twice. But again, he has the OC consistent. He'll be fine. But
and let's point out the year that he had a second-year OC that he had the year before, they went and won the Super Bowl. Let's not forget that. Okay, listen, I'm going to say this, man, and Jerome, I'll bring you on to wrap it up. I'll say this. The number one, to Brandon, to your take, I think I have more questions about Jordan Love than I have about Jalen Hurts. Way more questions. Because of the fact that, to your point, Coach, Jalen Hurts does what you want your quarterback to do. Win the football game. Don't lose it. That's what I want you to do. Win the football game. And I don't trust Jordan Love. To me, I think they're not playing well at home because he feels like he has to be otherworldly. He has to prove to Wisconsin fans that he's the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. I think he's this chip on his shoulder as opposed to just playing football. I think when he's away from that stadium, he doesn't have to prove that to anybody. He can just go out and play football. I think that's affecting his play. I have way more concerns with that than I do with Jalen Hurts. The next thing I'll say is this. In my personal opinion, I've been saying this and I will continue to say this. Devontae Smith has proven once again, yet again, he is the best receiver on the daggone Philadelphia Eagles. I did not say the most talented, but he is the best all-around receiver on that team. He's the best route runner. He's amazing hands. He's great at the point of contact. He can go up and get the ball. We saw him head top somebody for the only touchdown that the Eagles scored in that game. The dude is a consummate professional. He doesn't complain. He doesn't have the diva attitude. He blocks. He does everything well. There's no weakness in his game. The only weakness you can say is that he's small, but he shows up. He's not hurt all the time. The dude is the best receiver on that team. And the final thing I'll say is this. The Eagles, without question, are the scariest team in the NFC. Are they the best team in the NFC? I don't think so. I think that designation belongs to the Rams because of what they can put forth on offense. You can never count that team out. I would say that the Rams are the best team, but I would say the Eagles are the scariest team. Why are they the scariest team? To Chris's point, they win in every single way. It does not matter. Special teams, yeah, we got that. Defense, yeah, we got that too. Offense, yeah, sure. We can do it a multitude of ways. You want us to throw the ball for 300 yards? Yeah, we can do that. You want us to run the football down your throat? Yeah, Saquon Barkley, we can do that. You want to go ahead and do a combination of both? Absolutely. Why not? The Eagles are the scariest team, without question. And like Chris said, you got to knock the champs off. That's just the reality. Like, I think at the end of the day, no matter what, I don't care who the team is. You don't see the Eagles on your schedule and say, yeah, we're good. You don't see the Eagles on your schedule and say, man, as long as we execute, we'll win. Because you can execute all you want, and the Eagles will find a way to win. That's what's scary about them. And so for me, I think they're the scariest team in the NFC. And this game in particular was disgusting. It was disgusting football. Let's just call it. People keep talking about defense and all that. It was just disgusting offensive football. That's what it was. It was disgusting offensive football. The defenses, I'm not saying they were bad. It was more about the disgusting display of offense than it was about the defense, in my opinion. But that's just me, Jerome. I want to bring you on here real quick for the last word. What were your thoughts about this game?
Hey, bro, I'll say this. Y'all all cooked. I'm not going to lie. Y'all all cooked. Every one of y'all cooked. I got a little problem with that last part because as a defensive guy, that was a defensive masterclass on both sides, bro.
I'm a defensive guy. Listen, I'm a defensive guy as well. And I'm not saying that, again, I'm not saying the defense was bad. I'm saying this was more about putrid offense than it was about defense. That's what I'm saying.
As somebody that loves defense and was able to see that pass rush play as well as they did after getting Nolan back, getting Graham back, and our newest addition, who probably was the best defensive player on the field outside of maybe Quinyon Mitchell, Phillips over there balling. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know because I was looking at the defense because, we got Phillips now, just trying to see how he did and stuff. I was literally watching him the entire game. He was a menace on that field, bro. He was a menace. So for me, it was a fun outing. I know a lot of people will worry about the offense, but offense been like this all year. So what's different now? Outside of maybe 2 games, the offense been and I can't really put my finger on it. I don't know why. I can't say it's Jalen necessarily because we've seen Jalen put the ball in his hands and ball. You know what I mean? It's like when we're trying to run, that's when the offense looks stagnant. When we give Jalen the ball, we've been 3 games. Was it 3 games?
No, I'm saying I'll give you the 3 reasons the offense is stagnant.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The 3 reasons the offense is stagnant. Number 1, inconsistency on the offensive line. The injuries absolutely matter. Let's call it what it is. The injuries absolutely matter. I mean, Lane Johnson went out for Lane Johnson went out for a couple plays last game. Thankfully, he was able to come back into the game. But not having a fully healthy offensive line is going to create inconsistency. Second reason, Your offensive coordinator. It's a new offensive coordinator, so it's the combination of offensive coordinator and quarterback because the quarterback is still getting comfortable in that system. He's still learning the mind of the OC and learning how, okay, this is what he likes to see. This is how he wants to see it and wants me to process it. All of those different things. And so it's a learning curve. I don't care who you are. Whenever you get to a new system, there's going to be a learning curve there, okay? And then the third reason is the issue I have with the Ravens. You run the ball. Let's say first down, you get a yard. You immediately switch and say, yeah, we can't run the ball again. And you throw it the next 2 times. That is not a recipe for success. Run it again on 2nd and 9. Who cares? Run it again. Because why? You already know if you get the 3rd and 1, we know what's coming. So it's not like you even got to worry about that. So for me,
Avery, and I'll say this real quick, and I'm gonna let Coach get in there. I will say I agree with that last point as well because it's the inconsistency of consistency, if that makes sense.
Exactly. That's a great way to say it.
That's a perfect way.
We're trying to be consistent, but we're inconsistent by being very predictable. We're very predictable. It's like, bro, they're gonna run on first down. Like that's almost guaranteed. We start the game, run the ball, first down.
What did Drew Brees say? I like Eagles. It's the most boring offense in the NFL.
I don't think it's boring because we're not explosive. Because we can be explosive. You've seen that with Devontae Smith. I think it's the predictability, bro. I
think that's what he was talking about.
And I'm not even gonna say it's the tush push because the tush push we do. People complain about the tush push and all this stuff like that. We do it maybe 3 times a game now.
Yeah, right. It's not as egregious, right?
It's really just that the predictability of our offense. That third and long, a lot of people was upset about it. At first, I was like, I'm giving us grace, but the 3rd and long, and we do a draw play, and people was like, I was like, oh yeah, just do that, get your field position, blah blah. But when you say we got Saquon, we got Devontae Smith, and we got freaking
the bull.
Put it up in the air and they decided to do that.
If I can interject on that too, real quick too, it's the gift of having so much talent, right? Because sometimes I think as an offensive coordinator, here's the thing though. Is having so much talent a situation where I'm not saying this is right, but I'm just suggesting some of that about the reality, taking a step back from the schemes that kind of are a little bit more like, okay, we got to catch them off guard. Okay, hey, we gotta catch them on their toes.
I'll respond to that. No, because the Rams have it. Devontae.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Devontae.
I'm saying it's wrong. It's wrong to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, everybody eats.
Yep.
Yeah.
The difference. There's a difference, though. There's a difference between what the Rams do and the Eagles do. And the biggest difference is that the Eagles see all this talent. It's like we can play.
Exactly.
And that's the
Rams. They're like, oh, we see all this talent. We're gonna move this guy around. We're gonna move Puka.
That's the point that Drew Brees was saying. There's no motion in this. The routes are all vanilla routes. You have Devontae Smith.
Routes.
In my opinion, Devontae Smith is, if he's not number 1, he's the 2nd best route running wide receiver in the NFL. If he's not 1, okay. And he runs. All he's running drag, fade, post,
there's no option routes or nothing.
The receiver that
you might run a comeback.
Let me make this very clear. There's 2 things that I gotta touch on. First off, the Eagles' offense is so bland because that OC is the most uncreative person I've met in my entire life. Period.
Yes.
Y'all literally was trying to take what I wanted to say, and I'm gonna make sure I say this because I said this early on in the year. If he gets creative, there's no reason why. I know AJ Brown is going to be on the left. Devontae might be in the slot, or he's going to be on the right. Period. I know that Saquon's going to be in the back, and I know Dallas Goedert is not really going to be flexed out. If he is, it's probably screen. I know exactly how y'all line up. I'm not an Eagles fan.
Yeah, and if Jalen Hurts is under center, that means it's probably going to be a run.
Yep, right. No play actions, right? Like
y'all have some of the most explosive players. Why is Devontae Smith not motioning all the way on the outside and AJ Brown coming in on the slot? Who's covering him on the slot? A slot corner? A linebacker? What are we doing?
And Chris, I'll let you have. I was gonna say, Coach, you can finish your point, but Chris, I'll let you have last word.
All right, real quick. Avery, I know you said you mentioned my Ravens and the Eagles when we run the ball on first, get 1 yard, and then throw it. The difference is this: the Ravens have to do that because we have Zay Flowers, we have Mark Andrews, but we don't got the weapons that they have over on the Eagles. I love my Ravens, but our weapons are not the same to just go and air it out the same way that
the Eagles. That's the point.
Air it out.
That's the point I'm making.
I like the Eagles sometimes if they were more creative going and passing it on second down because they have better weapons. But again, they need to be creative if they're going to do that.
I get what you're saying.
That's all.
I get what you're saying. However, both teams are built
to run the ball
for the playoff. No, just for the playoffs, and it's through running the football. Derrick Henry is you feed me, I get better. And here's the reality. I don't care who you are. If your name ain't Ryan Clark, Ray Lewis, John Lynch, Cam Chancellor, Patrick Willis, you don't want to meet Derrick Henry.
Throw Bob Sanders in there. Nah, I'm trolling.
You do not want to have to tackle that dude.
My boy Coop in there.
Huh?
Yeah, put my boy Coop in there.
Oh yeah.
But the point I'm making is like, yo, just feed these jokers the ball. Like, I think that the issue is like my thing is especially with the Ravens. And I'll get back. Like I said, I'll let Chris finish his point. My issue is you are trying too hard to win the game on Lamar's capabilities rather than the team's makeup.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest issue. And the Eagles, it's not that they're trying to win the game on Jalen Hurts' abilities. Their offensive coordinator is just not creative. There's a difference. So I agree with you there. He's just not creative. He don't understand his personnel just yet. Because even like you look at Dallas Goedert, I'm gonna be honest. Dallas Goedert got some of the best hands in the NFL. Throw that man the football. I'm just
out wide. Put AJ Devontae together. Like, what you doing?
I'll be honest with you. We sell the Eagles offense so bad. Like they could be just like the Lions or anybody else who has like these loaded offenses, like that just put up points if they really went to it.
Here's a take. I'm gonna drop it out there and I'm gonna throw to Chris for the last word on Monday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Chris only to respond to this. But there's a stream of thought out there that Brian Daboll should be hired as the OC for the Philadelphia Eagles. Chris, your thoughts on that and Monday night?
Well, for Daboll, I think I wouldn't be against it because he does have history of actually play calling and does have a history of actually being Jalen Hurts' offensive coordinator. And they're just some coaches in which you just see they're made better coordinators than you do head coaches. 100%. So if that's the route that they go to, because I don't see Petula getting another second year, especially with the constant call-outs that A.J. Brown does in the media. I don't see it. But ultimately, the issues with the Eagles' offensive line ultimately goes back to Nick Sirianni, because the fact that Nick Sirianni is not that good of a play caller, you constantly have to keep going through these cycles in terms of like, oh, you finally get a coordinator in there, and because the fact that like Shane Steichen is so good, you lose him, and then you have to shuffle the deck again, trying to figure out who's going to be your offensive coordinator, which constantly keeps calling Jalen Hurts, keep learning a new offense every single year, because Nick Sirianni is not that strong of a play caller. We saw that during his rookie year, and when Shane Steichen had to take over the play calling duties when they started off 2-5 back in 2021. And the reality is this: Devontae Adams leads the league in receptions. Sean McVay has no issues getting him the ball. Even with a backup quarterback, Joe Flacco, being 42 years old, he still finds a way to get Jamar Chase the ball. There is no reason why it is so hard and it's so difficult not to get AJ Brown the ball. It is no reason why it is so difficult for your offense to continue to look like this. And ultimately, that's where the underlying issues in terms of what AJ Brown's frustration is. And he said it like during the interviews today. He was like, it can't be a thing where it's like, oh, we just chalk it up as a win is a win and we just move on. No, and this can't be a thing where it's like our defense is so great they constantly keep bailing us out. No, eventually we have to do our part, because if we don't do our part, then this thing is not going to work.
Yeah,
and that's where ultimately all the frustration is for everybody, all parties involved, including the fans.
Yeah, and
I'm glad he said that, because I was gonna have my last little question to you guys. I want to hear from the non-Eagles fans first about the whole AJ Brown, the elephant in the room, the AJ Brown stuff that's been going on the last few days. I want to hear from y'all what y'all think about this and what y'all take on it as somebody looking in as a non-Eagles fan, because I have my opinion on it.
Okay,
first.
I'm gonna allow for this, but everybody only gets 30 seconds. Okay, everybody gets 30 seconds, and we want to move on to the next topic. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start with B Merch. Okay, B Merch, you're on the clock starting now.
Yep, my take. It's definitely, to me, a frustration that's been built up. He just hasn't been, to me, like, it's almost the same argument in some ways we're making about Devontae Smith, where I don't know if he's being utilized to the fullness of his capability, right? I'm not saying AJ Brown's all world and he's like the all-time receiver, but he has way more capabilities than him just running slant routes to get the ball. Like, and that's what primarily it's been. It's either that or it's like go routes normally.
Time. All right. Next up, Coach, you ready? Your time starts now.
B Merch, you said all the important things that I needed to say, so now I can say this. Bro, why is it the one time I get AJ Brown on my fantasy team? I'm stupidly. I don't get it. I don't. There's no reason that he is used this badly. There's no reason that in multiple games this season he's had underneath of 3 catches. That's dumb. That's stupid. Y'all might be dumb, stupid, and slow. Sorry, y'all OC. All right, I'm good now.
All right, and I will go now. I'm going to start my timer here. All right, here's the real reason, okay? Number 1, AJ Brown is an overrated route runner. He does not create separation, okay? So that's the first thing. What happened to him?
Yo, he cheating us. He cheating us.
No, it's still there. It's still there. All right, so he's an overrated route runner. He does not create separation. He's just a physical route runner. There's a difference. Number 2, we keep saying it over and over. The offensive coordinator does not scheme him open. He should be in the slot way more. Those are the reasons. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move off of the Monday Night Football talk because this is not an Eagles podcast. This is the Aired Out podcast. We appreciate you jumping in and giving us some good stuff to talk about and some good takes. He's going to be behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. If you want Jerome to come back on out, y'all just say the word, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. Leave us your comments. Drop it in the comment and be like, hey, bring Jerome back. You know what I'm saying? And we'll bring him back. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're going to move into the next topic, and I kind of tried to segue it before that, little last-minute elephant in the room from the CEO. But, again, Brian Daboll, news this week, is out as the Giants head coach. He is fired at a, I don't want to say pivotal point in the season, but I think it came as a surprise to some in that regard. I'll phrase it that way. So I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on Brian Daboll being out as the head coach for the New York Giants? I'm going to start with our guest of honor here, the one, the only, the myth, the legend, B Merch.
Man, it's so. First of all, the game that would just happen that really just stamped it in some way, shape, or form, right? I think the season has been filled, right, at this point with a lot of, I don't want to say unfortunate situations, but there's a lot of situations as well that are kind of like, wait, that was the decision? Wait, that was the approach? You know, I mean, this game particularly, I'm going to just focus on that. The way that it happened, and this is 2 weeks in a row. I know that I point out that obviously Caleb Williams has come back to win games, right? Like shout out to the Bears. But some of it also goes to the mismanagement, right, of some of the crucial times throughout the game. And, when it comes down to it, there's in the NFL, and we all know this, we've seen this before in previous teams, right? There's sometimes got to be the scapegoat. And I do think it was Daboll in the situation. I mean, granted, you look at his tenure, he got them to the playoffs for the first time in years. Was this 2 years ago, I believe? So it wasn't like he had a completely washed resume with them, but he was having a good run with Jackson Dart, and I think Dart was the guy for him. But it just is a situation where I think organizationally they had to have a scapegoat, and it unfortunately came on the back of a game where Daboll made mistakes in terms of time management and mismanagement of the ending of the game, or second half rather. So I think it's just a culmination of things. I think Daboll's a good, kind of, somebody said it before. He maybe could be serviceable in other capacities, but the other thing too, I'm not going to say this. I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to go all into it, but Giants, I don't know how great of an organization they are either. So, I mean, it might have actually just been a good thing for him to get out of there. Be honest with you, but I'll let it let the mic pass to the next person. But yeah, just a myriad of circumstances and just the recency bias that happens when you have something that happens with these games, like the one that happened on Sunday.
Yeah, very, very, very interesting. Coach, I'm going to go to you next. What are your thoughts on the Brian Daboll firing?
I think it was stupid. I really do. And I'll say this. Daboll has had his ups and downs as the head coach of the Giants. But the one thing that he showed this year, if he has the weapons, he can coach them and make them good. And he had young weapons. The Malik Neighbors, the Cam Scatterbles, the late round running backs, and a quarterback in Jackson Dart that actually gave that team life. That team has been flat. They have been flat since they lost Xavier McKinney on that defensive side. Yes, they had Brian Burns, but he's not the same guy. He's not that defensive guy. Dexter Lawrence, he's a great one. But he was only one person on that side. The way that offense had this team moving, had them feeling, this actually looked like a great year for the Giants. But unfortunately, my dog wants to drink his water right now. And, the Giants decide to make a dumb move yet again. And listen, when it bites them in the butt, Saquon getting let go, that's on them. I can't wait to see it because I get to laugh. But on the other hand, I do think Daboll is not going to go to the Eagles. I got him going back to the Bills. I think that he would be able to right the ship of what Joe Brady's not doing up there and being more creative with the pieces that they have in the Bills, honestly. They have enough pieces to still win over there, but the same problem that the Eagles are facing, they're facing over there with the Bills. But the issue is they don't have the same skill. They don't have the same talent. So you need to be as creative as you can be. And I think Daboll will be able to do it with Josh Allen.
Okay.
So that's my sense.
Yeah, be another coordinator reuniting with his old team. We saw it with Robert Saleh as well. So, and it's worked out extremely well. I mean, not bad at all. And shout out to your dog, man. His claws clicking on the ground was absolutely hilarious. And he had to make his presence known. He's like, hey, man.
Yeah.
I'm on the show too. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
Yeah, he had to slide in here one time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had to say what's up to us. Chris, talk to us, man. Your thoughts, in division, firing, when the team wasn't winning but was competitive. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was a little shocked. I thought at the very least he would at least finish the season. But, first of all, it is what it is in regards to him. The man stole the 2022 Coach of the Year trophy away from Nick Sirianni. That being said, I don't really know what the Giants' alternative plan in regards to replacing him as a coach is. Are they going to look after Mike McDaniels going from Miami? I don't know what they're planning. I can't think of a possible young hot coordinator that's going to be on the possible market, unless I got to do more of my research in regards to that. But the Giants right now are kind of somewhat attractive. Jackson Dart is a lot better than advertised. Obviously, Cam Scatterbo is your battering ram. He's your tone setter. You need a tone setter as much as you on offense as it is on defense. Malik Neighbors, we all know that he has the potential to be one of the best wide receivers in all of football as well. And right now, they're possibly looking at a top 10 pick, so they could possibly get another wide receiver. But hey, if anything, I think they'll probably go ahead and try to fix the offensive line. And you got pass rushers for days on the side of the defense. So I think they're going to have a lot of potential suitors, to possibly coach that team. A guy that I really think, a new hot offensive coordinator on the block, Kevin Patullo, I think will be a really great option for the New York Giants and be able to coach there.
Okay, all right. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that. I agree with this take here by Jerome, though. I felt they were more promising this year than the year that they snuck into the playoffs until Scatterbo got injured. I agree. I agree with that, and I will say this, man. I don't like it. I would agree and echo the sentiments that it was stupid. I don't agree with this firing. I think it was dumb. Like, we point out the chemistry between Jackson Dart and Daboll. It was absolutely continuing to grow, to flourish, and it could have been something special. And here's the reality: you bring in a head coach. What if Jackson Dart is not his pick? You know what I'm saying? Like, Daboll picked Jackson Dart. So your new coach who comes in may be like, man, I'm good off of him. He doesn't do the thing that I want him to do. And then, obviously with the injuries with Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterbo, and like these are prominent players on your offense, right? And they affect how you run your offense and what you can do in late game situations. Because in late game situations, you want to go to your bell cows. You want to go to the guy, and they're not there. So it's not surprising that they blow fourth quarter leads in that regard. And then we look at it, I think Brandon said it the best as far as scapegoat in the regard that he's not out there, one, playing the game, two, he's not the defensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator had the lead in 4 games and blew the lead, but you fired the head coach. The Broncos scored 30-plus points in 1 quarter on that defense, and people were looking at Daboll as the issue, and I'm like, wait a second, like that's not the case here. Like, and so for me, I don't like the fire. I think it was a very, very much knee-jerk reaction to the loss. And let's just be honest, and I've said this before in our chat, and I'm going to continue to echo it. It's not Daboll's fault that Russ stinks. It is Daboll's fault that he didn't put Jameis Winston in there over Russ, but Russ absolutely stinks right now. Like, I wasn't one of those guys who believed that Russ was playing himself out of Hall of Fame contention. I was one of those guys who believed that Russ might not even be or should be in Hall of Fame contention from the beginning.
Yeah,
he stinks right now. I kind of think there was
Jay's making a great point.
Keeping him injured, maybe upper management. I get that, but at the same time, let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. How many times have we seen quarterbacks say, "Yo, don't do this. Don't do." Coaches say, "Don't do this. Don't get down if we're going to run it. If we're going to call the run, I need you to make sure you protect yourself and preserve." Jackson Dart is one of those guys who's like, "I'm a dog. Freak that. I ain't getting down."
Yeah, I get that. But that's also the second time this season that he's left the game for concussion protocol.
4th time, actually. He's actually been in concussion. He's actually been checked.
I was listening.
Oh, God.
I was listening to something.
It's worse than I thought.
And that's Dart is that guy. He's that type of player. He's like, I'm not going down. Like, he's the type of player you want on your team. You just don't want him at that position. That type of mentality, but you also do want that type of mentality. It's a catch-22. It's just the reality of, again, he's a rookie. He's trying to make plays. He's trying to get a long-term contract. He realizes also, wait a second, I got a defense that really can hold this down. Like, we not as bad. We could actually shock the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cowboys ain't what we thought they was going to be. The Commanders just lost their quarterback for a good amount of time. The only people that we need to deal with is the Eagles, and we already beat them, and we've proven that we can beat them. Hold on, maybe we can do something here. I'm gonna run this ball. Like my issue is, again, I would just go back to Brandon's point. Like I said, I do believe this was a scapegoat situation.
Yes.
I'm not saying that he's completely absolved.
Right.
Questionable things. But I don't think that this firing. I think if anything, Lions can continue showing the point. If anything, though, I think if you were going to do it after the season, Brandon.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Like, I mean, look, two things is like one, Jackson Dart. Like, literally, that was Daboll's pick. The organization did not want to take him, and so I think and having that awareness and knowledge adds to what you were talking about. You were like alluding to was just he has to know that was the case. And at the end of the day, he's going to try to do everything he can. And he looks like the type of guy that's like, oh, I'm going to prove people around, even in the house of my organization. And then I was listening to something interesting this week. Cam Newton was actually talking about that, reflecting upon just like how do you train or teach a quarterback, how to do that. I mean, because obviously Cam was just a freak of nature, right, size-wise. But it still was the perspective of sometimes the only way you sometimes learn is by experiencing it. I mean, it's unfortunate, but for somebody like a Jackson Dart too, who I don't want to say he's I don't want to call him a hothead, but you know what I mean. He has that mentality of just I'm going to do what I got to do. But when he arrives at that conclusion that it's not worth it, and he again, I say this all the time. Because obviously, at least, especially in fantasy now, we're like, man, Jackson Dart, he's nice because he's using his legs. But I'm like, yes, but when he learns how to utilize that wisely, oh, look out! Like it might be, it's gonna be scary hours. You know what I mean? But again, he's gonna learn that for himself. It can't just be something that's taught and held accountable just to the coach only in that situation.
And I'll add this, man. The teams that, because I think, because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like he deserves some revenge, right? A little bit of get back, and this is my personal opinion. Obviously, again, he's not fully absolved, but I think there's two teams that he could go to that he would absolutely thrive as the OC.
After you, Chris.
And nope, not Philly. Philly's a good team for him, but these two I'm about to name, I think, are perfect fits.
I think I know what you're leaning to. Go ahead.
One is Houston. Mm-hmm. The offensive woes that Houston is dealing with, their defense is phenomenal, but the offense has been so shaky. It's like it doesn't make any sense with the talent that they have on the football field. It just doesn't make any sense why their offense isn't playing well. And you put Daboll in that situation, absolutely phenomenal. But the number one team, if he was to go to this team, I could see a Super Bowl easily. The Baltimore Ravens. You're talking about a team who absolutely wants to run the football. Exactly.
Coach is a meme. He a meme, yo. Somebody take a picture.
But that's why.
Jerome, please screenshot that pic, please.
That's why I say Baltimore is perfect, because they have the offensive line, they have the running back who can run hard, they have the quarterback who can be elusive, just like Jackson Dart is, and run the football. You can call running plays, but here's the most important part: you have a quarterback who knows how to do two things: get down, and one thing that is very, very much coachable, but I don't understand why people aren't coaching it anymore. Lamar just has an innate sense of how to do it. Take a hit. You can actually coach somebody on how to take a hit. Jackson Dart clearly wasn't coached. I don't know if Lamar was, but Lamar knows how to actually absorb contact from defenders. That's why, think about the hits. Think about the hits he's taken, and think about the injuries he's had. Have any of them been because of a hit? No. Hamstring, rolled an ankle, he don't get hurt because he got hit, because he knows how to get hit. Put Brian Daboll on that offense, It's scary hours. Coach, I saw your face, so I'm going to let you go ahead and respond.
First off, oh, my wife got me as a meme now. That's crazy. Secondly, take was a little out there for me. I was not expecting you to say the Ravens whatsoever. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm not mad at it, but I don't like the fit because I don't think Daboll would be a fit for Lamar. I think he's a better fit for a Josh, but not for Lamar. I'm not saying it's not a bad move, but again, I feel like it would still be similar to what we have now. Only difference, this next year, Daboll is going to run it just a little bit more than he is going to pass it.
And that's the point. And I think we're not comparing Cam Scatterbo to Derrick Henry talent-wise. Derrick Henry is leaps and bounds. Could you imagine that running game? And then
the ball in Lamar's
let's not forget.
Derrick.
Let's not forget the talent of Lamar Jackson versus Jackson Dart. The threat of Lamar Jackson versus Jackson Dart is completely otherworldly. The amount of things that you can even just scheme up to potentially run because you have a Lamar Jackson and a Derrick Henry is absolutely. I'm sorry, but for me, that's my issue with your offensive coordinator. I'm sitting there like, hey man, I don't get it,
bro.
So watch this. I got a hot take. And this is going to actually be my answer to the next question. I think it's a hot take, but the only person I'm thinking of that could go, depending on the situation, I don't think he has. I don't know if it would take him having the interest because he's in a pretty good situation now. But if you want to get back into the head coaching seat, Cliff Kingsbury goes to New York. Daboll hops in Washington. And then that's where you got your revenge situation. And that,
hey, B, you might be on to something there, B.
Oh, look at it's gonna be.
Hey, I'm not mad at that, B. I'm not mad at that at all. Actually, like I don't think it's gonna happen.
No.
I'm not mad at that take.
I don't think it would have to see him. You know, it would take Cliff King again. I wouldn't leave a situation with Jaden Daniels. Obviously, the ceiling is the roof for that team. If they can get healthy, honestly, because I think they got the weapons with Terry McLaurin and Deebo being there.
I was gonna say get younger
and get yeah, for sure. But I mean, like you have what you need to still build at this point. Like, you know what I mean? As you said, a baseline level versus you go to New York. Yeah, you know what I mean. But again, if he wanted to get back into coaching, I don't like a head coach for this one. I don't think it would be a bad.
I'm gonna go to Chris and then coach.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm gonna say this. I didn't think about Baltimore. I think that's honestly a good landing spot for him. But the funny thing is, Lamar, I think that would be a good situation. But the funny thing is, all that can happen and they'll still lose to the Chiefs in January.
Oh,
go ahead, coach.
Chris.
It was a subtle one.
That y'all are finally able to catch up to, having 2 Super Bowls after all these 60 years. I didn't think I was going to have to mention that, but it's okay, though. Because, I mean... but
yo!
Go to Brandon's point, because I do think that's actually a pretty good take, because Cliff Kingsbury, if he does go to the Giants, which he doesn't need to, if he does go to the Giants, the O-line is pretty solidified, at least on the tackles, which is one of the key things. So the tackles are pretty solid in New York. You have a starting young quarterback that you can move around, and he can make every throw at least. You have a young, talented stud. He's not Terry McLaurin. He's not a young veteran. But having a Malik Neighbors to be able to grow with Jackson Dart and grow with Cam Scatterbo, that is your core. You are an offensive mind. There is too much you can have fun with for the next few years with that lineup. And then let's not even think about the defense because the defense is actually solid.
Right.
As we mentioned, all up and down that line. The defensive secondary is probably where some of the real work has to be done. But that defense, that offense is honestly set up perfectly for a guy that might be trying to get back into the head coaching scene and redeem his name based off of what he had before. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
I just don't think Daboll would be better fit with Jaden unless we want Jaden to truly stop running and more just handoffs.
Yeah. I have to say this because his name got brought up a couple times. I'm not somebody that wishes ill on anybody, so please hear my heart and not my words here. But Cam Scatterboo has a max 7-year career. I mean, the dude. I love the guy. I love his attitude. I actually love the way he plays football. Right? He's like, listen, we're in a collision sport, not a contact sport. We're in a collision sport. I'm about collision. But that type of mentality also is a shortened career mentality. And the guy runs headfirst into everything. He's not an elusive guy. He's not extremely fast. He doesn't, shy away from contact. He's not going to go and run out of bounds. The dude is an absolute tank on the football field. I love watching him play. And I hope that I'm wrong. But the reality is backs like that don't tend to last very long. We see that with guys like Marion the Barbarian Barber, right? Marion Barber was another type of guy who just, it's like, I'm going to run at you head first. And, and look at Cam Scatterboo. Obviously, it was an ankle injury that ended the season, but the ankle injury highlighted other injuries that he had sustained. And that was strictly based on the way that he was running the football. So, like I said, I hope and wish the best for him, but I say that to say this. If I'm the Giants, I am immediately making sure that my offensive line is the focus this offseason. I'm not focused on anything else but the offensive line. And why is that? The reason is with a running back like that, the Super Bowl window is short. You better get it done now because again, in my opinion, I don't think he's got a long career ahead of him. His style just doesn't equate longevity in the NFL. But, I hope I'm wrong. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he has at minimum 10 to 15-year career, and he goes crazy because I love the mentality. That's my type of – we in a collision sport. Let's hit. Coach, last word.
Quick question for everybody. In 10 years, do we talk about Cam Scatterboo the same way we talk about Peyton Hillis?
I'm going to have to say yeah.
Damn.
One hit wonder. I mean, look, not one hit wonder. Excuse me, but when I say one hit, I'm talking about more or less a stretch. Yeah.
So be basically a meme. Got it.
Be a Madden cover maybe one day. I don't know, potentially. But no, I think the other guy.
Loving this, yeah.
The other guy I thought about was Mike Allstott too. Mike Allstott when he had that run. That's it.
Yeah. So and that listen, like I said, big ups to him because he plays the way I want guys to play, but it also just doesn't equate to a long NFL career. But we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our last topic of the night. All right, and that is I want to ask you guys, man. Listen, I know it's kind of late in the season. Nobody's technically, I don't believe, has been eliminated from playoff contention just yet. Surprisingly, the Jets are still in contention. And I just want to know a quick question. Is there any team in any of these divisions that you say to yourself, you know what, they could not only make the playoffs, they could go from last in the division to first in their division. Not just make the playoffs, but from last in their division to first in their division. And if you didn't know, I'll bring up the standings right now and let you guys know. Right now, who's last in the AFC East is the New York Jets, as I already alluded to, at 2-7. Last in the AFC North is the Cleveland Browns at 2-7. Last in the AFC South is the Tennessee Titans at 1-8. Good Lord. Last in the AFC West is the Las Vegas Raiders at 2-7, and now moving over to the NFC. Last in the NFC East, the aforementioned New York Giants at 2-8. Last in the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings, shockingly, at 4-5. Last in the NFC South, the New Orleans Saints at 2-8, and last in the NFC West, Arizona at 3-6. I'm going to start with you, Coach. Out of those teams that I just named, is there anyone that stands out to you that you say, you know what, if they get hot, if they get all the right pieces clicking, they can go from last to first?
Yeah, there's only one team, and other than that, every other team in last place is Garbaggio, competing for #1 draft pick next year. Not worried about this year. No matter how much they tell you, we got a job to do, everybody. No, there's no job. It's a wrap for your season. But I will say this. The Vikings are the only team, because that is the only truly hard-fought competitive from 1 to 4 division right now in the NFL. The Vikings are only 4-5. They are only 4-5. And a lot of people right now are looking at the Ravens to possibly, with their schedule, come back and make it to the playoffs. We're 4-5. The Vikings have a 2-0 record in their division, which means they've already beat at least the Bears, the Packers, or the Lions. And this, like I said, they already have the Packers coming up. This is one team that actually has the gall and the skilled players to do it. They still have one of the best, if not top 3, top 2 receivers in the league in Justin Jefferson. And young ascending Jordan Addison. They still got Tyler Hawkinson. They still got an O-line that, even though they've been banged up, it's pretty solid. J.J. McCarthy, yes, this is basically his rookie year, but he's going to get saved by that defense from Brian Flores, who, let's be honest, he's one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL right now. I'm not saying he is the best, but he's at least top 5. You can't name me 5 better right now. I'm sorry. The way he's able to blitz, the way he's able to pressure and use the weapons that he has to their best and fullest advantage. That is the only team right now I see having any type of inkling to be able to make it from last to first. All others are competing for #1 in the draft.
I like it. All right, Chris, I'll go to you. Any team?
Minnesota realistically has the only opportunity really to go from worst to first, and that's solely because of record. But when I look at Minnesota, I don't. It's like the Jay-Z song. We don't believe you. You need more people.
Bars.
Yeah. Offensive line is banged up. We've seen Justin Jefferson be visibly frustrated, obviously, with the inability of J.J. McCarthy not being able to get the ball. And more importantly, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. You know, Jerome's just going to think of this as me being a hater, but 9 is literally the worst alter ego in the entire NFL.
Thank you. 9.
And besides, 9 really, like,
bring Danger Russ back. Mr. Unlimited. I'll take that.
I thought Mr.
Yeah.
couldn't be top, but my goodness gracious, man. But in all seriousness, just record-wise, Minnesota has the best chance. But the way that Chicago has finally turned up the heat in regards to Caleb Williams is finally getting rid of a lot of those bad habits that he brought into the NFL when he was in USC. And that offense is absolutely humming. Detroit is still looking like an unstoppable machine, even without Ben Johnson right now. And you still got the Packers, who right now, even with all the injuries, I mean, right now their offense is completely banged up. There's no Matthew Golden. There's no Tucker Kraft. But you still have a really good running back in Josh Jacobson, which you should be leaning on a lot more in regards to your offense. And you still have an elite level defense. So that's still going to be a legitimate uphill climb for Minnesota to get back. But if we're talking about anybody else, that's wishful thinking, man. Just start doing your mock drafts right now.
Right. All right. B Merch.
Yeah, I mean it's not close. Like the guys have alluded to, it's not close. Minnesota, I mean, look, they got the best opportunity out of all the teams in last place, but it's not a very good one. Just because of the division that they're in. The highest that I could see them even going, just to be, if I'm being just realistic, is probably maybe going to third place over the Packers, depending on how that goes. But I mean, right now, the bigger question is, do you trust also Caleb Williams? Do you trust the Bears? I don't know if I'm there to trust them either. So they could be as high as second place, but I don't know if they're beating the Lions. Um, and I just don't know if JJ is the guy yet to do anything to make any some type of substantial push. Wild card though, for me, if I was to say anybody could even try to make an attempt, at least towards making the playoffs. If we're just talking about making the playoffs, not necessarily winning the division, but making the playoffs.
We're not talking about that. We talk about
Yeah.
going last to first.
Yeah, I mean, then nobody does. I mean, nobody does. I mean, yeah, I mean, because the division leaders right now, I mean, all the division leaders really, to me, have a substantial like hold at the top for the most part. To my opinion, most of them, not all of them, but most of them to be. So yeah,
I listen, man. I think the most obvious answer is Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
To your point, Coach, they're undefeated in their division. Their division has two co-leads at 6-3. I mean, technically Detroit's at the top, but both teams are 6-3. Green Bay, I mean, easily, if we're being quite honest, if the Cowboys had better clock management, we could be talking about the Green Bay Packers sitting at 5-4 as opposed to 5-3-1. And they have two really bad losses to the Browns and the Panthers on their docket as well. So, I think the obvious answer is the Minnesota Vikings, but I'm going to throw a team out there that I think could have and maybe even still can, and that's the Arizona Cardinals. And here's why. Since Kyler Murray's been out, the offense has taken a huge step forward under Jacoby Brissett. Now,
that was one of the dark horse too.
That it's going to happen? Absolutely not. Still got holes defensively, but Jacoby Brissett has a much better command of that offense. Marvin Harrison's looking like the guy that we thought he was supposed to be coming out of Ohio State, playing with that level of quarterback play. Jacoby Brissett is also just making the right reads, right? He's not. I think the biggest issue would be consistency. Sometimes he struggles with his accuracy. Sometimes when pressure's in his face, he can, struggle with his mechanics as well. So I think those are reasons I don't think it will happen, but I think they have a puncher's chance, if you will, at making it to number one. But Chris, I see that you had some thoughts there.
Yeah, Arizona will be a good pick. However, Marvin Harrison is going to be out for a while. It was announced today that he's getting surgery for appendicitis.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
So
I did not see that. So.
That's all. Yeah.
There you go.
Unfortunately, now you're out without your top receiver.
Well, there's that take.
There's
that take. But listen.
9.
Listen, we're gonna jump.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump.
You're Jonathan James McCarthy, man. You're not 9.
We're gonna jump to
you gotta earn your nicknames, man.
Real quick Thursday night preview, Thursday night football preview. And it's a game that I honestly don't want to talk about. So let's go ahead and make this quick. Thursday night Jets versus the Patriots. It's a division game, and the division games have been good this year, so you can't just count it out. But we'll see what happens here. I mean, you also weren't getting hit across the sternum by 250-pound linebackers every week either. So there's a part to that you got to kind of consider. But I do hear what you're saying, CEO. But
no, that's encouraging, man.
Patriots and Jets.
Julian Love ain't smacking you, man.
Patriots and Jets tomorrow, Thursday night football.
You don't know what
Patriots and Jets.
I was in the trenches.
Jets 2-7 absolutely
I'm in the best shape of my life.
imploded their team. So let's just go around the horn really quick. We'll start with you, Chris. Thoughts on this game?
Right now, the Patriots control their own destiny, especially when it comes to the AFC East crown. This is also a perfect opportunity to get more headway in regards to possibly getting home field advantage. And right now, I'm going to say this. I think, and this is, I don't know how much of this is going to be a hot take. Nobody wants to go to Gillette Stadium and play the Patriots in January. And Mike Vrabel is my pick for Coach of the Year. He's worn that uniform. He knows what it's like to be a Patriot. And what we're seeing in regards to Drake May, him being an MVP candidate, they have a really good running back deal at Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, when Henderson is actually allowed to be on the field. Stephon Diggs is absolutely, their tone setter on offense as well. Keyshawn Boutte is a really good, number 2 as well. You still got Hunter Henry. Will Campbell does not get talked about a lot in regards to being a game changer for that offensive line. To me, he's having the equivalent of that same impact that Quentin Nelson had back in 2018 in regards to fixing that luck and keeping Andrew Luck upright. But more importantly, that defense that the Patriots have is absolutely nasty. Money well spent getting Milton Williams from Philly. You got Kayvon Cheston is having a career year. You brought Harold Landry over, who's a Mike Vrabel guy over from Tennessee. Christian Gonzalez. Like, this is a really young and exciting football team. They know what they do. They know what their identity is. Josh McDaniels is making Drake May absolutely just, and then, like I said, an MVP candidate. So this should be a really easy game for the Patriots to win. But then again, it is a divisional game. The Jets have won 2 straight, so this could be a fight. But ultimately, I think the Pats definitely take care of business at home.
I like it. Listen, I'll just touch on one point that you made as far as Coach of the Year, Vrabel. 2 things in that regard. Number one, I'm not respecting the Patriots, their organization, and their coaching. I like Mike Vrabel, but I don't like how they did their previous coach. I'm not even going to mention it. I'm not even going to mention it because I feel like they disrespected him. I don't like it. I ain't going to say nothing about it, but that's number one. And number 2, I'm going to say this. I think if I was to have my pick for Coach of the Year, it would be one of the 3 people. I would start with Sean Payton in Denver, because what he's doing in the fourth quarter with that team, I don't know how they keep doing it. I don't know how they keep doing it. How do they keep doing it? How do they keep doing it? I'm tired of it. Like, they won't lose in the fourth quarter. I don't get it. Number 2, say again.
Petty. You being petty tonight.
I already said too much.
Number two. I would go with the Carolina Panthers head coach, because nobody expected the Carolina Panthers to be this good this year. I mean, they're they beat the Packers, they beat the Cowboys. This is a team that nobody expected. They beat my team 30. Nobody expected this team to be this good this year. So I got to give some love there. And then I also got to give just a little bit of love to none other than Kyle Shanahan. You lost Fred Warner. You lost Nick Bosa. You lost Mac Jones. You don't have Deebo Samuel there anymore. Brandon Ayuk hasn't played. Ricky Pearsall's been hurt basically the whole season. And you are still viably capable of winning your division. Like, I gotta give the dude some love, man. Kyle Shanahan has been coaching his behind off. The fact that everybody wrote Mac Jones off, and he's like, I can do it. I can work with that. I got it. So I'll put that out there. I'll go to you, Brandon, on your Thursday night football preview. Oh, actually, let me. It looks like Chris wants to respond real quick, and then I'll get your preview.
Just real quick, Tony Reality, Mission and Eric, you said it's Brock Purdy that's been hurt, not Mac Jones.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, another candidate I'd like to add to that, if they keep it up, Ben Johnson.
I like
That Chicago team. That Chicago team. I've been down for years. I mean, granted, mismanagement with a lot of different things, but at the same time,
It's not.
but
I'm not mad at it.
yeah, yeah. But no, I mean it's not even close. I mean, I think the Patriots definitely should take care of business.
Definitely.
But again, division game, Jets are coming out with a little bit more fight in them. I think it's ironic and it's sometimes weird to see, not weird, but just it's one of those situations when you see teams trade away some of their big star players, some of the guys that were kind of sitting behind that you just don't know about, quiet as kept, start stepping up and now playing at a level that maybe they just never had the opportunity to get before. So I could see in some case, with the primetime game, you got guys that are stepping up and to replace, some of those positions like the Sauce Gardners, Quentin Williams of the world, so to speak, to step up and play well. Do I think it's going to be enough to stop the Patriots? Absolutely not. But we've seen stranger things, right? And I'm not talking the TV show. So I love Drake May. Drake May, like, first of all, I mean, for everybody that's on here, I'm a UNC guy. I like to also sometimes stake claim in UNC football just as much as basketball. But I mean, Drake May, I mean, with the talent's been there. I think we saw that, but I don't know if he had the right opportunity, right fit at the time to showcase that, and he's showcasing it definitely now this year. Very dynamic, very just showcasing his ability to also like just get out the pocket and make smart decisions, even when he's outside the pocket. Now, I know there was a blunder last week. I think he threw a pick in the red zone again, I think in that game against the Tampa Bay Bucks. But for the most part this season, it's also been him maturing very quickly too. So I mean, he's going to be going up, well-rounded offense. I just don't think the Jets have enough to keep up with that. So I'm picking them to win the game.
All right, Coach.
I'll make this quick, but I also want to say this, and this is probably this might be a slight hot take. The Bears are going to finish with 13 wins, and Caleb Williams is going to throw for over 4,200 passing yards and be the first Chicago Bears quarterback with over 4,000 passing yards. Putting that out there. Now, to answer your question, because this is a simple one, it's the Patriots versus the Jets. Do we really think the Jets are doing anything other than getting lucky with some punt returns and kick returns? No? I hear crickets. That's what I thought. It's the Patriots. Patriots, y'all.
It's the Patriots. It's a
team. They props. They're doing well. I'm not going to take them too much time because Chris hit it on the head. Brandon hit it on the head. The offense is humming. The defense is dominant and stifling in certain areas, and overall just playing well. And you don't really want to go up to Gillette Stadium in that cold and have to play them when they're playing like this for a guy that not only does his team love him, there's too many people in the league that love him. So when you can play for a guy like that knows what it is you have been through, knows what it is that you're doing right now, and knows what it means to actually win the whole thing.
Yeah. I hear you.
Very raw. Or Glenn.
I hear you.
Very raw day. I'm sorry. Pat's easy. Jets is going to make it a competition, but it's still going to be a blowout. It's going to be at least 2-score win.
All right. I like it. Listen, man, the Jets are 2-0 in the last 2 games. Just putting that out there. The Jets have not lost in 2 weeks, RIP Nick Mangold, they have not lost since his passing. So I'm just saying, the Jets, they might make it interesting. Like I said, it is a division game, and the division games have been interesting this year. But I think everybody hit the nail on the head, man. The Patriots are just a better built team from top to bottom, right? And as of right now, I won't say it holistically, but right now it looks like they're the better coached team as well. I think talent has a lot to do with that as well, and the organization. But yeah, man, I don't think it's going to be a close game. It really shouldn't be unless the Patriots decide to play down to the level of the Jets. But if they come out and say, "Listen, we want to stake claim to this division and take a chokehold on it and let the Bills know that we're back in ruling. Yeah. I tried. But I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's it'll be a blowout, and we'll see what happens.
Saying I'm just saying tomorrow. Where were y'all when Justin Fields went to Gillette Stadium and upset the Pats? I'm kidding. It's not gonna happen.
Is that the hot take? No. I think that's submitted hot take. Nah.
Hey,
Speaking of which,
Listen, Justin Fields is my boy.
speaking of which, let's jump into the hot takes. Does anybody have any hot takes for the games coming up this week, or just hot takes in general? I see, Coach, you got your hand up.
2 hot takes. I'm gonna get a lot of Z's in on Thursday night, y'all. So when we talk about this on Saturday, I might not be any help for this. Sorry, but biggest hot take, and again, it's going back to the Bears. The Bears play. Guess who? The Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what I'm thinking this score gonna be? It's going to be a Bears blowout because I have no faith that the Vikings is going to win this division. Yes, I had to talk them up, but I'm telling y'all now, the Bears are going to go to the Viking Stadium, and they're going to win by 2 scores. Caleb's going to go through her. Bring it back, y'all. Hashtag 350.
It's back, ladies and gentlemen.
350 for Caleb Williams. Also, Caleb, you've been starting and killing it for me, bro. Keep winning so I can get this money. I love you. Big dog, love it for you. Caleb Williams, 353 touchdowns versus the Vikings. Love it.
All right. Any other hot takes?
So you brought them up earlier. I think I'm gonna try to see what can happen with them because I didn't say it because we were talking about specifically winning the division. But I think the Cards still won at home this week. I think the Cardinals still won at home against the Niners. The Niners, I'm not saying that they obviously are not playing well. Kyle Shanahan has always had them boys ready to go, regardless of the situation. But I think maybe it's a home game situation where Jacoby Brissett finds a way to win. Division game, finds a way to win.
Not mad at it. All right, Chris, you got a hot take or no?
Ashton Genty has the best game of his career on Monday night against Dallas.
Please, I have him on my fantasy. Please.
All right, not bad. Listen,
Drop that 180, Genty.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see. 180 and 3 tutties.
Here's my hot take. Here's my hot take. Okay, we talked about it earlier. And I'm going to say it like this. The Minnesota Vikings will finish no less than second in the division. Period. They will, as a matter of fact, add to the hot take, the Packers will be last.
I can see that.
The Packers will be last. 70 years. Who would have thought? Exactly. Which is why the Vikings will finish second in the division. They're undefeated in the division. They're going to win again against the Bears. They're going to continue. They're going to remain undefeated in the division this week. Thank you. Shout out to my brother from another B-Ed in the comments. Appreciate you jumping in, bro. But yeah, the Vikings are going to win, be in second place in the division, if not winning the division outright. But they will finish no less than second. I'm calling it.
Oh, another hot take. Matthew Stafford wins MVP.
That's not really a hot take.
Going on a limb there, man.
Yeah, I was just saying that's not really a hot take.
But did you see? Me and Avery were watching the game, and this man threw a no-look dime while getting hit on the money.
Beautiful, but he's been doing that since Detroit. So
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that he's still doing it is like insane.
I feel you. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here at the Air It Out Podcast. Again, brought to you by Inside the Hashes. We appreciate everybody for jumping on. Thank you for being in the comments. We do appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I said do. But anyway, I appreciate you all for being here. Thank y'all for being in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. B and Chris, thank y'all for showing up. Family, do me a favor. Go ahead and absolutely, exactly. Not a hot take, maybe a lukewarm take. But
I don't know about clear. I don't know if it was clear. My boy Danny
Listen,
Dimes,
all right,
Indiana
how about this for
Jones.
a hot take?
Go
Indiana
ahead
Jones.
and scan that QR code, okay? It'll take you exactly where you need to be. Go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you turn on the notifications so you know when we are going live. For Coach, for Brandon, for Chris, and for our CEO, Mr. Jerome Jones. My name is Avery. This has been the Air It Out podcast, brought to you by the Inside Podcast. Also,
That was just recently.
last but not least, the only way that the Vikings actually get the second is if McCarthy stops patting the football. So if he's smart, he needs to call Matt Ryan and to learn how to stop patting the football. If you stop patting the football, the Vikings are not only going to go to second, they'll probably go first in the division.
Oh, now first is crazy.
The football, that's when you know you're ready to go. You got to stop patting the football. So you